Shalom, Israel. It's your brother New Breed coming through with another news brief. And the plot gets more shallow, and the agenda gets just a little bit more sinister. These devils are tired of hiding. They coming up out of the gravel pit, and we got to really break this thing down. For those who don't know, Walt Disney or executives from the Disney company, they have just been exposed. Now, you know how it is in the age of technology where you do Zoom meetings and online press conferences and things of that nature. What tends to happen is footage ends up getting leaked. And shout out to the Rubin report. That will be my source for today as I add my 2 cents in about what was actually leaked from Walt Disney or the Disney Incorporation. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, there's a reason why we got to really protect our children. There's a reason why homeschooling is important. There's a reason why we must pay attention to what our children are watching and the places that we take our children. Walt Disney was leaked in these conferences, basically grooming children for alternative lifestyles. Now, I'm going to share this footage with you all, fair use. Federal law allows citizens to redistribute portions of copywritten material for the purposes of teaching, edification, and so forth. I want everybody who's joining the broadcast today to please hit it with a thumbs up. I see people rolling in. I see Charles Brown, Jamie Rios, Kyle Osborne, what's going on? Gemini 123, Lamont, what's going on? Oh yeah, it's definitely programming going on right now. Don So Chill's in the building. William Hewitt Jr., Samantha McKinney, Patricia, Bloodline Elite. Yes, indeed. Now we got to blow a lid off of this social sabotage that's taking place, and we really got to expose the indoctrination full-fledged. So listen, no one has an excuse. No one can lean on their own ignorance to what the agenda really is, right? Now, with no further ado, allow me to go to the footage. And shout out again to the Rubin report. That's where the footage is coming from. All right, let's take a gander here.
Incredible compilation. It's about a minute and a half. Disney had an internal meeting of a ton of higher-ups. I'll tell you after we play the clip who some of these people are. But a ton of higher-ups, they did this internal meeting about the Don't Say Gay bill and how they intend to continue to.
So all of these things are being instituted by this Don't Say Gay bill, right? So there's a lot of laws that's been put on the books that went underneath a lot of people's noses, and we were all being distracted by the Oscar awards while certain bills were actually getting passed. They have begun to get the right to indoctrinate your children, to basically sexualize them in a sense. When you look at some of the bills that were passed within the school system, which we'll talk a little bit about that a little bit later on. But part of the distraction was the Don't Say Gay bill. All right.
Infect people with this woke bullshit. And it got exposed, of course, because everything gets exposed, of course, these days, because things are on Zoom and everywhere else. So just take a look and listen to these series of people who they want your kids.
Last summer, we removed all of the gendered greetings in relationship to our live spiels. So we no longer say ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We've provided training for all of our cast members. And
so they no longer say ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls when doing announcements on programs for Disney, because they want to add more genders. Now we're talking about boys and girls here. We're talking about ladies and gentlemen here. Listen, there are only two genders, no matter what these psychopaths say, no matter what these demonic Satanists come up with. There's only male and female, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. There's only two genders. So what they're trying to do initially is teach children that there are more than two genders. God Almighty made Adam and he made Eve, right? We can all agree on that. Just to show you how disturbed and psychotic society is getting. And this is what happens when you take out biblical order. This is exactly what happens. Society is able to run rampant. Allow me to continue.
In relationship to that, so now they know it's hello everyone or hello friends. We are in the process of changing over those recorded messages, and so many of you are probably familiar when we brought the fireworks back to the Magic Kingdom. We no longer say ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We say dreamers of all ages.
So let's make this clear. These meetings are exposing the agenda and the plan for parks and films. For parks and films. So if you're taking your children to, let's say, the Disney park, right? The amusement park, there's going to be certain things instituted with how they do announcements there. And you better believe there's going to be some subliminal messaging going on at the parks as well. And my question initially is, where do we draw the line? Are we going to be seeing Mickey Mouse running around with glow sticks and booty shorts on? I mean, how far is this going to go here? Is it going to begin to look like a gay pride parade at the Walt Disney amusement park? Like, how far are they going to push this? Yes. Somebody said, dreamers of all age. This is straight pukaki. Satan is working overtime. Absolutely. And notice they putting people of all age, dreamers of all age, dreamers of all age. Peep how they put that in there, because you know that eventually they want Mambla to get their grubby hands on all of this, the Man Boy Lover Association, because, hey, they ain't going to draw the line here. They said all ages, right? Yeah, that's exactly what you're going to have. You're going to have Minnie Mouse and Daphne Duck. They're going to be out here scissoring on a damn in an amusement park. I mean, where does the line get to be drawn? Absolutely, we're looking at Sodom and Gomorrah. Let's continue here. Keep in mind, this is about our children.
Here as a mother of two queer children, actually, one trans.
She said, as a mother of two queer children. Ladies and gentlemen, that is an oxymoron. How can children be queer unless they're having sex? How could you be a queer child? A person can be effeminate. A person can be emasculated. A person can be a cross-dresser. But you're not a queer until you engage in same-sex relations. So how are these children labeled, quote-unquote, queers unless they have been introduced to actual same-sex relations? Now, do we see how this spills over into pedophilia? Yeah, these people need to be in a nut house. I mean, now some of you red pillars out there, you've already known for quite some time now that Walt Disney, the Disney films, first and foremost, Walt Disney is a 33rd degree Mason. He's been trained by a high-ranking Satanist. Some of you red pillars have already known that, and that a lot of your old Disney films and some of the new ones as well have a lot of satanic symbolism, and there's a lot of subliminal messaging and some of the artistry that's being used to actually convey the messages in their films. But this is taking it to the next level here. This is definitely taking it to the next level. Yep, somebody said, yes, Florida just did a big sweep for pedophilics. Majority of them came out of Disney. Like, I post a link if you need So you can go look it up. I absolutely believe you, but we'll just say allegedly for now. Yep, Disney been telling us Mickey Mouse is a wizard. All right, let's continue.
Transgender child, and one pansexual child.
She says she has a transgender child and a pansexual child. Now, unless they were groomed to, for one, listen, a pansexual child. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know the definition of a pansexual? A pansexual is an individual that is attracted to everything, that wants to have sex with anything, that is a willing participant to have sex with any and everything, that has a heartbeat. That's what a pansexual is. How could you have a pansexual child? Are you telling me your child is running around willing to have sex with anything with a heartbeat? Exactly. How is that even a possibility? Just to show you the maniacs that are in charge of putting out family-friendly content. Just to show you the maniacs that are in charge of making entertainment for your children. And then she said one's a transgender. Now, I'm not too, let's say I'm not too, I guess, informed about all of these letters they got, but isn't it safe to say that a transgender is only an individual who has had a sex change? Because anything else would be considered a cross-dresser, technically, even if you want to go with science. Wouldn't it have to be some type of surgical procedure for you to say something has been transformed in that area? So how could you have a child that's a transgender or a child that's a pansexual unless they have already done these things to them? And let me say this. I wouldn't doubt for a second that there are certain conclaves with these children hidden who have been manipulated and mutilated altogether. I wouldn't be shocked that there's a real Disney castle somewhere with these children in a damn dungeon who've been mutilated and transformed. And I hate to just really hit your gut with this, but it's dark, ladies and gentlemen. It's sinister what they got going on. The Ghost Tiger, thank you for the $10 contribution, says 4 Disney employees arrested in human trafficking campaign. Deputies say, yet this is overshadowed by the Don't Say Gay bill. Wow. And we're going to say allegedly with that as well until I can actually get the sources to substantiate what's being claimed. But this footage right here, hey, it's speaking volumes.
And also as a leader, many LGBTQIA characters in our stories. And
what is QRA? She said LGBTQ RA. They done added 2 more letters. Wow. And you see what happens when you take the moral foundation out of a society. It wasn't America supposedly built on fundamental Christian values? When you go into the scriptures, it tells you plain as day in Leviticus 18:22, thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is an abomination. Leviticus 20:13, if a man also lieth with mankind as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They should surely be put to death. Their blood should be upon them. Isn't it safe to say that if this so-called great nation was built upon fundamental Christian values, that the Bible is totally against all of this? In 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 9, it reads, know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind. Are they grooming our children for hell? Let's continue, because this footage right here is very telling. And everybody need to get the thumbs up because everybody need to see this. There's a lot of new subscribers coming over here, and they need to know that we are on guard over here, that we're constantly keeping a close eye on what goes on with our offspring, our children, our babies, our nieces, our nephews, all those impressionable minds who shouldn't be manipulated by these weirdos and these psychopaths and these witches. These people are demons. Let's continue.
And yet we don't have enough leads and narratives in which gay characters just get to be character.
So now they're trying to figure out ways that they can make sure they can have these reprobates as leads in these films. They want to make sure that they have reprobates as leading roles. So instead of you having Peter Pan, you're going to have Peter Pansexual. You're going to have Peter Pansexual, which Peter Pan, by the way, is reverence to the god Pan, which is a horned deity that practices pedophilia. See, everything has a root. All right, let's continue.
On my little pocket of, like, Proud Family, Disney TVA, the showrunners were super welcoming. Meredith Roberts and like our leadership over there has been so welcoming to like my like not at all secret gay agenda. And so like I
to their listen, all of her constituents are very welcoming of her not so hidden secret agenda, which means they're pretty well informed that she wants to just go all out with it. This individual on the screen, I don't even know if it's hard to tell. I don't know what these people go by nowadays. I don't know what this is talking. So this individual here says all her constituents have open minds that she can go all the way in with it, whatever type of lasciviousness, wickedness, and fornication she can throw in to these films on these networks. She's been green lighted. Yeah, she straight up said agenda, Missy. She sure did. Let's continue.
I feel like I felt like it was, I mean, like maybe it was that way in the past, but I guess like
she felt like there were limitations in the past. But what's going on now?
Something must have happened in the last, like there are
something happened in the last year. I tell you what happened. The Satanists are running out of time. So they want to push everything quick now. They want the next generation of children to be basically sterilized. And I say sterilized because if they can psychologically warp these children, then it goes into the depopulation agenda, and it basically stops regular relationships from taking place, which then promotes life. It's all about depopulation. And they know it's time. They want to get rid of us. Yep, let's continue.
Turning it around, they're going hard. Let's have these two characters kiss. Let's in the background. Like I was just wherever I could, just basically.
Oh, that voice got deep, didn't it? Just wherever I could. Hold on, let me hear it. What is this? Hold on, let me go back.
Kiss. Let's in the background. Like I was just wherever I could.
Oh, whoa!
Adding
hold up.
To like
hold on. See, that's what I'm talking about. This entity in the turtleneck right here. Y'all heard that voice drop. I'm not bugging, am I? Listen.
They're going hard. Let's have these two characters kiss. Let's in the background. Like I was just wherever I could. Basically adding queerness to like if you see anything queer in the show, I'm proud of them.
See, right there. So they gave this thing, right? They gave this thing the green light to add whatever it could to the network, right? So these are the people in charge of actually entertaining your children. All right, let's continue. Yeah, somebody said it. That demon came out. That was a whole spirit that came out of that thing. That was creepy as hell, wasn't it? I just wanted to add whatever I could. Man. Yeah, to the Proud family and all of that. Yeah, let's hear what else they got planned for your children.
But like, I just was like, no one would stop me, and no one was trying to stop me.
We're also reacting from the reality that when they
Look, it said no one was trying to stop me. Meaning they like, okay, go ahead. That means the people that are in charge of them, they are not trying to slow down this quote unquote diversity. Whatever ideas these people throw at them, they're going to consider it. And if you can imagine, that entity that was just speaking didn't even go into details with some of the ideas. Said something about two women kissing in the background, but I guarantee there were more ideas than that was not said. Yep. Yeah, somebody said that voice changed quick. I'm over here dying laughing. What? That bass drop came in, didn't it? I'm telling you, man, it's getting wild out here. Let's continue.
can erase you, when they can criminalize your existence, when they can demonize who you are, the next step is to criminalize you and take your kids.
Okay, so now they're trying to speak this woke nonsense as if they're the only marginalized group of people who are facing any public scrutiny or persecution whatsoever in life. And so now it's about protecting their kids when they haven't even done a good job with protecting their children's minds so they can actually have a childhood and not have to worry or think about sexuality. They're trying to come in the auspice of protecting their children, but you haven't protected your children to have a childhood. You're introducing them to sexuality, introducing concepts to them that shouldn't even be an issue. True Love, thank you for the $20 contribution. I appreciate it, sis. Says, Shalom, King New Breed. Keep bringing out the truth. Thank you for all your work. Love always. Thank you, sister. I appreciate it. Let's continue.
And we're already seeing that in Texas. So the slippery slope between these ugly messages, emanating from legislative leaders in our state, and then amplify.
So now they want to attack red states. They want to attack conservative states. So this is a liberal left-wing Trojan horse operating here. They feel like they're trying to make it seem as like they're being persecuted, or they're being ostracized and going through all these vigorous challenges in certain states because certain states are conservative, right? Yeah, somebody said, King said it. He said the fake woke people be the worst, brother Breed. What? And look how articulate they are. They sound like they're really saying something that has the civil rights spirit. When really what you grown adults choose to do in your bedroom, that's up to you. And everybody thumb the video up. Everybody thumb it up.
By our governor, whose spokesperson immediately began calling everyone who opposed this bill groomers, aka pedophiles.
Yeah, I've had the privilege of working.
It sounds a lot like grooming to me. And we just can't outright call them anything. But it's grooming them for something that's alternative. It's grooming them for alternative lifestyles. It's safe to say that children have impressionable minds. Their minds have not yet developed yet. This is basic common knowledge. This is basic science. That the act of suggestion is more than 20 times powerful in a child who's more receptive. Children are like sponges. So that's common sense. All right, let's continue. Everybody thumb the video up. Everybody thumb it up. Y'all know how they do on these platforms. But the truth must go forth.
With the Moon Girl team for the last 2 years, and they've been really open.
What is this? I see an egg-shaped man here, but I'm hearing the voice of something else.
The last 2 years, and they've been really open to exploring queer stories. And so I put together like a tracker of our background characters to make sure that we have like the full breadth of expression.
Okay, let's play that back. Y'all got to hear what this entity just said. This is Disney employees here.
and they've been really open to exploring queer stories. And so I put together like a tracker of our background characters to make sure that we have like the full breadth of expression. And we got into a very similar.
So now they're trying to come up with different concepts and background stories to forget, to basically implement and roll out these letter gang characters to be leads. So they want more leading characters, and they already started. Y'all remember that one? Was it Snow White or was it Cinderella? The last one they came out where they had that black man, that melanated brother wearing a dress, playing somebody's fairy godmother. What's his name? Billy Idol? Is that his name? Billy something? So they've already started this, but they want lead characters. They want lead characters. Yeah, it's a sick ritual being introduced right on the forefront. All you parents out there better be careful, man. Chris Tanney says GLAAD was a very helpful movement, but now they have turned into a hateful, evil cult. I love my brothers and sisters no matter what, no matter what. I'm not sure what GLAAD is. I want you to put the acronym for what GLAAD is in the box. Billy Porter is his name. They had Billy Porter out here sashaying, walking around in a damn dress. Somebody said that beard is fake. I don't know what that is we looking at. It looks like Dr. Robotnik, but the voice that's coming out sound like Julia Roberts. So I don't know what the hell is going on here. I am baffled by this. I am baffled that they believe people with mental disorders should be the ones who are in charge of entertaining our children.
Conversation, Carrie, of like, oh, all of our like gender non-conforming characters are in the background.
Wow.
Okay.
So this one just said they want to make it so gender non-conforming characters are in the background. Gender non-conforming characters. So they're going to turn these Disney movies into heterosexuals versus, which it shouldn't even be that. If that's your lifestyle, do what you're going to do. Just don't bring it to our children. So what they want to do is they want heterosexuals who are non-conforming. So you mean to tell me you're going to come out with a movie that has, oh man, listen to this, y'all. A movie that has non-conforming, gender accepting or alternative lifestyle characters. They're going to find a way to implement that in, and they'll probably use some type of characters or something to make them look like the bad guys, people who don't accept alternative lifestyles. Who knows? They'll probably use like a wicked witch or some kind of animal that's just against same-sex relations in order to implement that in the minds of the children, to say that everyone who opposes that lifestyle is bad. That's the bad person. That's the evil person. This is what they're attempting to do to your children. Wow. Yeah, none of these things should be introduced to children. Children shouldn't even be thinking about any of this. Yeah, Mel says people need to stop letting TV and technology raise their children. Amen, amen, amen. Says we need to get back to the basics like coloring, reading, physical activities. Absolutely. Get your boys a football. Get your girls a cooking set. Brothers, get back out there and show your boys how to throw the football, how to catch and throw a football, how to shoot a basketball, how to shoot a jumper. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave a link in my description box for actual truth-based conscious cartoons. Because my children, they don't watch Disney. They don't watch the cartoons that everybody else watch. There are brothers in the truth, sisters in the truth who have books, they have cartoons, they have all kind of things in the works. And I'm going to share some of those things. I'll share the link with y'all so you can know that there is an alternative. Disney is straight up sick. It's trash, B. Yep. Drea says, Khan, isn't there already a platform for transforming alternative lifestyle? They need to sexualize children. Right. Here's my thing. Just get your own network. The LGBTQ, whatever you want to call them, just need their own network. Why are they spilling over to mainstream television publications when there is a very, very low number, a very low percentage of people who actually identify with being part of the LGBTQ? Why would you have mainstream television publications when the statistics are alarming with who actually identifies with that lifestyle? You make up way less than 10% of our populace. So why should everyone be forced? I'm being fair and balanced about this. Why not? And I believe they probably already have networks and stuff, but why not have your own? Just keep your network to itself. Children can't have a sexual preference. Yeah, we really do have to protect our children. Let's see what I want to see what Rupin got to say about this. Let's see what Rupin got to say.
Who are these people that just spoke there? I'm just going to break it down real quick. The woman who said that they're not going to use gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls anymore, that's Disney's diversity and inclusion manager, Vivian Ware. She's up there. She has a ridiculous amount of power because all the kids that were going to Disney and that, before you get on the ride, they were going, boys and girls, line up, get on the ride. That was actually causing hate. And there were all sorts of hate crimes.
Right. It was all kind of kids going to war and knocking other kids out because they felt offended. Could you imagine that? All them kids lining up on the rides and you saying, hey, come on, boys and girls, jump onto the ride. And kids was like, I'm non-binary. 5-year-olds was walking up, excuse me, I don't identify with a boy or a girl. This is what they want people to believe. Is it for the children or for the adults? I'm telling you, man, these people are sick. Let's continue.
They were murdering children, apparently, because of that. The next lady who said that she has a transgender child and a pansexual child, I don't know what that has to do with her work at a giant corporation. That's Disney corporate president, Carrie Burke.
Wow. The woman that said that she has a transgender and a pansexual child is the what of the whole corporation? Let's get that.
Burke at a giant corporation. That's Disney corporate president.
That's Disney's corporate president, Kathy. That's Disney's corporate president. Let's continue.
Carrie Burke. So congratulations, you have those kids. That's just fine with me. I don't have a problem with gay people, actually. I think it's a perfectly...
There's no such thing as a gay child.
Normal part of society. There are gay animals. There are gay human beings. It's part of the experience, right? It's an outlier sexuality, but it's part of the thing. But you think because you have these kids that somehow that should infect all of your work.
Yeah, she's bringing her personal life into business, pretty much. Which let's just keep it what it is. No such thing as gay children. Let me leave it at that. All right, let's continue.
The next person was Disney executive producer LaToya Ravenel. She said that she's implementing her not so secret gay agenda into all of the movies.
Yep.
Again, this has nothing to do with being anti-gay, but do you want your children to be propagandized by people that are telling you that they are activists? And if remove gay from this, whatever that they would want to propagandize to your children, whatever thoughts they would want your children to have, they're saying, hey, we operate as a propaganda outlet.
Essentially, that is what they're saying. So listen, and let's say this, for instance. I want y'all to see where the world is at. Yeah, it's bold and overt. It surely is, Farrah. I want you to understand this. There used to be a time where when cartoons came out and they were having these conferences, when they were having these meetings, it was about how we can make sure that the American children can be superior to other countries by introducing mathematics, science, history in different ways. How we can implement certain learning tools into the actual motion picture. How we can make certain concepts that will teach children how to function properly in society. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're in such a time like never before where they are pushing a deplorable agenda to sexualize these children by making them think about concepts that they shouldn't even be introduced to. So, what does that do to a nation when it's not about mathematics, when it's not about learning, when it's not about learning various cultures? And let's keep it clear with Walt Disney, there's always been racism. They've always made the Mexican lazy, slow talking, a drunk. They've always made they've done pretty much blackface characters on Disney back in the day. They've always taught racism. Let's be clear about that. Those behaviors are taught, just like homosexuality is taught, right? Yep. Yeah, it used to be Veggie Tales, Bible Man, dictionary words, things of that nature. And they would have to have meetings about this. Now it's all about denigrating the United States children. Yeah, Walt was a 33rd degree Mason. Absolutely. Yep. Timothy 2:23. It talks about gender strives. And let me also say this before I finish playing this. Let me put this out here as well. For all you brothers out there with various belief systems, let me just say this straight up to y'all. What other belief system, what other religious documentation, scripts do you have that just draw a line on what's moral and immoral other than the Bible? Can somebody show me? Can somebody show me in the Egyptian book where they don't allow this behavior? Hell, I want you to show me in the Quran where they don't allow this behavior, because if my memory serves me correctly, Muhammad was dealing with 9-year-old Asia while she was prepubescent. For all those that go against the biblical literature, you show me one religious book that divides the line when it comes to sexual impurities and immorality, that just totally has a clean cut right down the middle belief system. There isn't, not one. Nope, don't say Buddhism. Quick, get smart, because show me in the book of Buddhism. Show me the book of law of Buddhism. Where's the laws in Buddhism? Yes, Missy Chrissy, Muhammad did that. It was in the book of Bukhari. Yep, facts. There's none beside the Bible that give you a clear cut what is sexually moral and immoral. There is not one documentation, not one religious book. And that's something that none of these other belief systems can ever argue with. They have no code of conduct or rules. Anyway, let me continue this.
Not as an entertainment outlet. The next person was Disney's activism partner, Nadine Smith of Equality, California. She said that DeSantis wants to erase you, criminalize your existence, and take your kids. Again, I had dinner with him last week. There was no moment of taking my kids or criminalizing me. I had the steak. It was pretty good, actually.
Well, of course, Mr. Rubin has to walk on eggshells. When he covers this, he has to walk on eggshells. You know, he probably ain't been introduced to those doorways. He don't know what these people got going on. You might have met with some of these individuals, had steaks and all of that, but you don't know what they got going on behind closed doors because you haven't been introduced to that inner circle yet. And you probably never will be. But you know what? Even to a degree, this brother's being used because guess what? They have to roll it out somehow, some way. And somebody got to be, somebody who's on their end has to seem to be just slightly outraged, right? They always got to show you what they're doing. Yep, somebody said Disney has been corrupt since the beginning. That is a fact. Yep. Michael says Lot wasn't the founder of a religion. I'm not even sure what that is supposed to mean, sir. I guess you're talking about Lot in Sodom and Gomorrah. Well, you know, Lot didn't write the law when it comes to what is deemed sexually moral or immoral. That came directly from the Most High God, and it was written in stone, given to Moses. what type of sexual laws should be implemented. But it's interesting you bringing up Lot because, hey, Lot had to turn away from Sodom and Gomorrah and everybody else was destroyed like a nuclear warhead hit it. All right.
Went to this place, Flagler's in West Palm Beach. It's really excellent. I had a tomahawk. They seared that thing just freaking perfectly. And DeSantis made sure that I had dessert.
Okay, that's enough of that. What we do know is that there's an agenda. That leaked footage speaks volumes. Be careful what your children watch. There are alternatives, and we have over 1,000 people in the chat. Let that lion roar. And if we can get the thumbs up, we can get 1,100 in here as well. So we got like 5 more minutes to go. So let's get it, people. There are alternatives to what you can introduce your children to, what type of programs they can watch. I will leave some links down in the actual comment section as well as the description box so we can start supporting our brothers and sisters who are making cartoons, comic books, coloring books, learning books. Shout out to Tabitha Israel. She also has her own actual children's books showing our people our identity and things of that nature. And also, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to help endorse those people, just like we're going to help endorse a whole lot of homegrown organic businesses. And you know how to show your support? It's newbreed.love. So whatever is in your heart to give, it helps small businesses. It helps rebrand and re-image our people. And it helps us to actually fund these type of projects to make sure our children have something else to look at and actually make sure those things are being promoted on a global scale. So to every $10 that you contribute to newbreed.love, in exchange, you get a love note. All right, ladies and gentlemen. And that love note will give you discounts on future merchandising and so forth. And there's going to be some major upgrades on my website. It's going to be a one-stop shop where you can shop, watch content, and so many other things. We're dealing with things one step at a time, but I'm looking forward to everybody receiving a love notes sent to your home, handled with love and care. And, you know, I love each and every one of y'all, and just protect the babies out here. Everybody have a blessed evening. Till next time, shalom and peace.